Right now at 6, a California man on a work trip to Washington vanishes, his family says, after a disturbing phone call.
Do you think we would be out here looking for him if this was something normal?
Plus, the message local daycare workers wanted to send today by walking off the job. Then,
it's a way that we can ensure that our trees are going to survive.
How an innovative technique that you might say has to do with strong seeds is ensuring Northwest forests continue to thrive. And new reaction coming in from students after a Portland high school decides to ban phones.
Like, they're overdoing it by a long mile. I don't feel like they need to get devices.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. We begin at 6 with a search for a California contractor and father of 4 on a business trip who vanished from his Kelso hotel late last week after a disturbing phone call to his wife in the middle of the night. Blair Best is live in Kelso near where police say he was last seen. Blair?
David, Kelso police say he was last seen leaving this Comfort Inn and Suites. This is at the Three Rivers Mall complex in Kelso, and that was early Thursday. Since then, his family has left California, come here to Washington, and they're now on day 4 for their search for him. Take a good look. This is 35-year-old Shawn Riley of California. He was in Kelso, Washington doing remote work for an oil company. Early Thursday, around 2:40 in the morning, security cam video shows him leaving this Comfort Inn and Suites at Kelso's Three Rivers Mall complex by Manasco Drive. Police said he appeared to be in, quote, extreme distress. That's when his wife, Mary, got a disturbing phone call.
I felt like it was in his pocket. It was a lot of rambling. For like just 3 minutes. I hung up and called back, calling his name out, and I hear, go this way, go this way. So I assumed something happened. I called the hotel, can you go do a wellness check on my husband? 3 in the morning. They said his room was unlocked and he's not in there.
Mary and her sister Maisha, along with others, bought a one-way ticket to Washington to search for him. These flyers now cover the area.
You just can't imagine your family coming out here to work for his family. Man, we get a phone call declaring like he missing.
Riley left most his belongings in his hotel room, even his shoes.
It's like we out here like a chicken with our head cut off because we don't know where to start.
His family says he does not have a history with drugs or mental illness.
Do you think we would be out here looking for him if this was something normal?
I've been with him 12 years and I never came across no mental illness, no drugs. We got 4 kids.
On Friday, Kelso police put out a missing person notice. They say Riley was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, dark shorts, black socks, and a black headscarf with his hair in braids.
I don't know what to feel. I break down, I come back, but I'm trying to stay strong because I feel that I know he's out here and I'm not gonna leave until I find him.
All right, so the family is now heading to surrounding cities to try and look for him. And as of this morning, Kelso police had no new information to share with the public, but they encourage anyone who knows anything or who has seen him to give them a call. David?
Yeah, Blair Best working to get the word out in Kelso this evening. Thank you, Blair. In your headlines, a man is now in jail accused of breaking into a Portland business, causing tens of thousands of dollars in damage, and then becoming violent toward officers. Around sunrise on Sunday, police responded to a call of a break-in at a business on Northeast Airport Way. Officers say they found broken windows and yelling inside when they tried to make contact with the suspect, 34-year-old Alvy Sanders. Police say he threw a hammer through a window, nearly hitting officers. The enhanced crisis intervention team was able to de-escalate until Sanders was taken into custody. Well, there will be no criminal charges in the Bourbon Gate scandal that embroiled the Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission last year. 6 OLCC officials were accused of using their positions to obtain in-demand bottles of rare bourbons before they were available to the public. The scandal led to the resignations of the commission's director and board chair. In a letter sent today to Governor Keena Kotek, Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum said the Oregon Department of Justice thoroughly investigated the matter and found criminal charges were not warranted. She added the DOJ will be sharing its findings with the Oregon Government Ethics Commission as it conducts its own investigation. And we have new video this evening from the Coast Guard when they rescued 2 people and a dog over the weekend on the Oregon coast. This was east of Astoria on the Columbia, just off Tongue Point. The Coast Guard says a boat capsized there on Saturday morning. 1 person was airlifted and a boat picked up the other person and the dog. Both people were taken to the hospital. Matt?
All right, thanks very much, David. We have a beautiful day out there and a really great week ahead, too. I mean, nothing like this, of course, the Northern Lights. Friday night from our very own Skycam at the Chinook Winds Casino out in Lincoln City. Just amazing. You can time-lapse them from our Skycams. That's how good this show was. Something called the K-Index, or the Planetary K-Index, was pegged at 9. Now, that's the top of the scale. For Portland to see the Northern Lights, you want it to be 7 or above, and it was. This is a measure of geomagnetic disturbances when it reaches the Earth's magnetic field, and it goes from 0 to 9, and again, it was at the top of the scale. So it's no wonder, and that doesn't happen very often at all, it's no wonder we had scenes like this. This is from Central Oregon. Just a beautiful, beautiful look at the lights around Oregon. Of course, we have a clear sky right now, which is great. No more northern lights in the forecast, but we've got plenty of really good May weather. Warm, dry days, clear, cool nights. The weekend may finally bring some showers. The rain doesn't look very heavy, but we'll talk about how much may fall, and we'll time out which part of the weekend will be the driest in a bit. David?
Thank you, Matt. Right now at 6, child care providers from around Oregon walked out today during National Day Without Child Care, gathering to raise awareness about what they're calling a crisis. Deidre Johnson is live at Southeast Portland's Ventura Park with those details. Deidre?
David, they're definitely telling people that right now they are shutting down because they want more, basically, childcare options for people. They're saying they want better wages for providers. They also want affordable care for families, and then they also want a childcare system based on racial and gender equality. Mercedes Thompson loves being a mom and just had a baby 8 weeks ago, but she's worried about the state of childcare.
Right now we're in a childcare desert here in Oregon, and as a mom of 3, I just feel that impact.
Mercedes used to be a nanny for 10 years. Now she owns her business called The Reliable Nanny Connection. But today, her business is closed.
And I got out of that industry as a mom to be able to provide care for other families. So today we're actually not taking any clients, and we're in support of a day without child care.
Mercedes is at the Day Without Child Care event in East Portland to show support for child care providers. The National Action Day seeks to raise awareness about the child care crisis. Some say the crisis centers around the need for more equitable pay for providers.
Because we have so many Black and brown women in our community and caregivers in general who've been providing the supports for our economy for generations, who are continuing to live in poverty.
A recent survey of 40 care centers in the metro area from us here at KGW found tuition costs for children under 5 range from nearly $900 for part-time care to $1,600 a month if your child needs care full-time. Those costs prevent many from seeking child care, which would also help staff and pay for more providers.
Well, what we really want is we want a dedicated revenue stream for child care in Oregon, and we want a universal system for child care.
Providers also want more support to help the children they care for every day.
More children in the child care that are safer child care facilities, more equipment, more activities for them to be able to be involved in.
Now, this was the 3rd annual Day Without Child Care event. Organizers say they plan to hold more events until their voices are heard and also until everyone has access to affordable and quality child care. David?
Thank you, Deidre. And staying with education here, Portland's Grant High plans to launch a new program in the fall that would require nearly all students to lock up their phones and smartwatches for the entire school day. Daisy Caballero is live this evening in Northeast Portland with reaction from students and parents. Daisy?
Well, David, reactions were all over the place today. Some students say that they wouldn't mind the policy change, while others say it's a little overboard. We also spoke to parents, and their top concern in all of this is how are they going to communicate with their student if they go off campus. Now, parents were notified of this updated cell phone policy in an email sent to them last Wednesday. The principal said this is all in hopes of fostering a, quote, more focused and engaging learning environment. So how is this going to work out? Well, students will have a personally assigned lockable pouch called a Yonder. They'll be asked to secure their phones and smartwatches at the start of school, and they won't be able to unlock them until the last bell rings. We spoke to a few students and parents, and here's what they shared.
Like, they're overdoing it by a long mile. I don't feel like they need to get devices.
I think I wouldn't mind the idea of it happening if we had like flexibility for lunch and flex and stuff like that.
But for me, I think it's okay just to get more students pay attention to the class.
Now, while this is the first school in Portland to introduce their Yonder pouch, it's not the first in the nation. Schools in Texas, Massachusetts, Alabama, Wisconsin, Ohio, and California have already done so. And according to Grant, research shows having a phone-free classroom improves academic performance, student engagement, and reduces distractions. Now, the school does say that there will be specific, or certain, should I say, expectations or exemptions, rather, for students that need them for medical reasons. But everyone else will have to jump on board. David, back to you.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes and if they need to make some adjustments. Thank you, Daisy. Well, to a developing election controversy in Washington where not one or two, but three Bob Fergusons, filed to run for governor. Let's back up here because current Attorney General Bob Ferguson, a Democrat, has been running in the race for months. And then on Friday, two other Bob Fergusons filed to run also as Democrats and just hours before the filing deadline. The AG says it was all orchestrated by a right-wing Republican operative, and he called it a conspiracy to defraud voters. Well, in the last few minutes, we have learned that both of the other Bob Fergusons have just dropped out ahead of a 5 p.m. deadline to withdraw their names. A reminder, Washington's primary is August 6th. It is a nonpartisan primary, which means the top two will advance to the November election.